friends and fans of Utah Trikes, welcome back to our shop in Springville, Utah. If you haven't yet, come check out the new shop. I know most of you don't live in Utah, but we're always happy to see our out-of-state friends as well. So swing on by, we'll give you a tour, you'll love it. Today we've got a new spin on an older model and I think you're going to like it. Introducing the eFat Tad by Sunseeker. We've shown you the Fat Tad CXS on our channel many times, and at this point, you know that it's one of our favorite entry-level fat trikes, starting at just over $2,000. It's one of the most affordable fat trikes on the market, and a lot of our customers have enjoyed using it as a platform for custom upgrades, including adding an electric assist system. These two trikes are nearly identical. They both use the same chromoly steel frame with the D&M coilover shock in the rear and Sun suspension spindles in the front. Both trikes are outfitted with knobby 20 by 4 inch tires and feature direct steering with Sun horizontal handlebars. You'll also find a 24-speed drivetrain on both models, featuring a triple crankset in the front and an 8-speed cassette in the rear. Other stock features include Bengal disc brakes with locking brake levers, that's a favorite for a lot of our customers, an adjustable boom, and an adjustable seat that can be moved to 3 different positions along the frame. Some of the notable differences of the eFat Tad versus the Fat Tad CXS include trigger shifters rather than grip shifters and upgraded alloy idlers instead of the stock plastic ones. Those alloy idlers are going to hold up a lot better over time, especially considering the electric option. The eFat Tad also comes stock with a rear cargo rack where the battery is housed. Let's talk about what you're all here for. I know you clicked on this video because it's like an electric trike, right? The motor system. This is the first recumbent trike model that Sunseeker has released with an integrated electric option. ICE and AZUB offer the Shimano electric system on many of their models, and just last year, Trike released the Bosch ECAT model, which we've featured on our channel. At Utah Trikes, we've been installing Bafang mid-drive motors on a variety of models, AZUB, ICE, HP, Sunseeker, for years. And now, finally, Sunseeker has the eFat Tad available, featuring a 500-watt Bafang hub motor system, starting at a little over $4,300. Unlike the mid-drive option that we install in our shop, the eFat Tad uses a hub motor that comes as a factory option. You can see the motor laced into the wheel in the back. This is a 500-watt motor, making it more powerful than the Shimano and Bosch systems, but it's not going to pack quite as big of a punch as the 750 or the 1,000-watt mid-drive system from Bafang. One of the major advantages of this system is that you're able to keep your 24-speed drivetrain. As many of you know, installing the Bafang mid-drive option eliminates the triple crankset on the front, turning your 24-speed drivetrain into an 8-speed drivetrain. With the mid-drive option, you get a single 44-tooth chainring in the front, paired with the 11 to 34-tooth cassette in the back, which is going to have a little bit higher gearing than the stock setup, but you will lose some gearing on the low end. The 500-watt hub motor is paired with a 48-volt, 10.4 amp-hour lithium-ion battery, and Sunseeker integrated it really nicely with a rear cargo rack. At 10.4 amp-hours, it doesn't have as high of a capacity capacity as the 17 amp hour batteries we use when we install the Bafang mid-drive motors, which means you're not going to get quite as much range out of this system as you would using the higher capacity battery. Since many of you are going to ask, I will answer no. We cannot replace the 10.4 amp hour battery with the 17 amp hour battery. It will void your warranty on your hub motor. There's a power switch on the underside of the battery, a locking mechanism so that it stays securely attached to your trike, and LED indicators that will let you know how much juice is left in that battery. When your battery is drained, you'll find a charging port on the same side of the battery as the key. When you're out of charge, you can just unlock the battery, take it off the trike, take it inside, plug it into the charger. When you plug it in, you should see a red LED on the charger itself. Once that turns green, your battery is ready to go, and a full charge is gonna take about 6 hours. Let's talk a little bit about the display that comes with the eFat Tad. It's pretty discreet and it fits really nicely on the horizontal handlebars. There are only 3 buttons on the display. It's pretty straightforward. It's a no-nonsense system. Has the power or mode button as well as the plus and minus buttons. The power button is at the top of the console. The plus minus buttons are on the bottom side closer to the rider. The display shows your battery level, power assist level, and your speed. You can also cycle through trip distance, odometer, max speed, average speed, range, power output, and riding time. I'm gonna have Chandler run you through basic operation.
Hello, I'm Chandler, the lead mechanic here at Utah Trikes. I'm gonna be showing you the functions of the Fat Tad E Electric Assist. This is the battery. You have a switch here on the bottom of the battery. This has to be powered on to power up the motor to be able to use the functions of the E-Assist. This is your power level indicator. When you have 3 green lights and 1 red, that indicates that it's fully charged. Now to install the battery, the rack has a track down here that also has a track on the battery that slides on. Click it in, and then there's a lock cylinder here for the key to lock it in place so it doesn't fall off and nobody can steal it. Now we'll move on to the console and the functions. Here at the top we have the power button. Press and hold the power button until the screen turns on. Here at this level you'll see the battery loading. It tells you the level of battery, your assist level, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 9. And you can also bring it all the way down to 0, so no assist level. It'll also show your trip and your miles per hour. If you come back to the power button and just click it, it will cycle to your odometer, to your mileage, your maximum speed, your average speed, and your range of miles on the battery. Now we'll move on to the shifting. This is the front shifter. It's a trigger shifter. So you have 1 trigger that shifts up and 1 trigger that shifts down. And this is the rear shifter. Same shifter as the front, but this one's an 8-speed. So we've got 8 gears. Push with your thumb to shift down, shift with your pointer finger to shift up. All right, next up is the seat adjustment. Here at the back of the seat, we have these adjusting pins. Pull both pins out, and now you can change the height of the seat. Put the pin back in and latch it closed. And then on the bottom, we have 2 other pins. Pull these pins out. Oh man. And now with the pins released, you can take the seat off. And here on the frame, you have this bolt, can go into 3 different locations to move the bottom of the seat forward and back. Standardly, we put it in the middle. And then you just put the seat back on the bolt and then reinstall the pins. The last function is the locking brake lever. Pull the brake down, push the pin to lock it, and then simply pull the brake lever to unlock it. Okay.
Now, what if you want something a little more powerful? Well, in that case, your only option really is to get a standard CXS with a mid-drive upgrade. You can choose either the 750 watt option or the 1000 watt option, and guess what? You're gonna save money doing it. I priced out a CXS with a 750 watt Bafang and added a rear cargo rack, so it was a similar setup, and it came out at just over $3,800. A few advantages of the mid-drive system include more power, a higher capacity 17 amp hour battery, and the system includes a thumb throttle. If you really want to fine-tune how your motor operates across different levels of assist, there is a program that will allow you to do that. For those of you who are interested, we're going to cover that in a separate video. As I mentioned earlier, one of the differences with the mid-drive system is that installing the motor requires us to remove the triple crankset on the front and replace it with a single 44-tooth chainring. Ultimately, this changes the 24-speed setup to an 8-speed setup, and it means that you're gonna lose some of your lower gears that are used for climbing hills. Keep in mind, we are installing a motor which is ultimately going to help you climb those hills, so we don't necessarily consider this a disadvantage. If you are concerned about the loss of climbing gears, we do have a couple of solutions. You can swap out the 11 to 36 tooth 8-speed cassette for a wider 11 to 42 tooth 8-speed cassette. That 42 tooth cog in the rear is going to give you a little bit more climbing ability. If you really want to have a wide gear range and get rid of your derailleur, you can upgrade to the roll-off 14-speed hub, although that upgrade is going to run you an additional $1,800. Is the price you pay for German engineering, but being able to shift while stopped or coasting, as well as having a 526% gear ratio, in our opinion, is worth the investment. In terms of performance, it's fair to say that the 500 watt hub motor rides a little bit more comfortably than the mid-drive motor. And when I say a little, I mean that the difference in ride quality is likely only going to be noticed by avid cyclists. So I wouldn't really take that into consideration. If you're a rider that enjoys touring, but might need a little help towards the end of a really long ride, you want something that feels a little more natural as you pedal, the eFat Tad with its 500 watt hub motor is likely going to be sufficient for your needs. Plus, it's already got a cargo rack to add a trunk bag to carry spare tubes and tools, extra hydration, or my personal favorite, snacks, all sorts of snacks. If you're a rider who finds yourself climbing lots of hills, or you just want to go faster and farther, a mid-drive system with a more powerful motor and higher capacity battery might be a better option for you. And keep in mind, it's going to cost a little bit less, which is going to leave money in the budget for a flag, a cargo rack, headlights, taillights, a bell, you name it. We've got it all. Hopefully we've given you enough information in this video to make a decision. If there's something that we missed, or if you have a specific question, be sure to drop a comment down below or email us at trikes@utahtrikes.com. If you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our upcoming videos. If you feel like it, I feel like it's not too much to ask for you to hit the thumbs up button and give us a like. Happy riding, everybody. We will see you in the next video. This is it, it's go time. I just killed that fly. I just snatched him right out of the air. You guys didn't even see it. I just snatched him out right out the air, and yeah, it was pretty impressive. If I do say so myself. He's not dead yet. All right, our hair is in a bun. I know what you guys are thinking too. You're like, Kate, why is your hair not down? Because this is reality television. The shirt is too poofy. On the underside of the battery, a locking mechanism. I cannot. But we have a solution for that. We have a solution. The 500 watt motor, the 500 watt hub, no! Stop. Smile, smile, Kate. Jeez. While stopped or coasting, as well as having a 500, I'm gonna lose it. It's just a one single thumb up, which I feel like with the fact that I had to kill a fly this morning and that the lights kept turning off, I feel like you could just give me a thumb up. Anyway, cool. I got nothing else for you. Awesome. See you later.